top 25 clash in the early season as both of these programs try to make an early statement and build that resume. Welcome to the home of the Florida Gators, Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, better known as the Swamp. As we'll see, the defending national champions, the Bagel Bears, taking on a participant from the playoff last year, the Florida Gators. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. And the Gators will kick it away to start. Coming out with it, it's Kendricks. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he'd just taken the touchback. So Baylor's offense will start this game off. And what a performance, an aerial show from this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, Dave.
Yeah, it was a great week. And watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick. The ball was coming out, just touchdowns at will. A really nice day. And I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive coordinator's trust after that performance. So I'm anticipating the playbook to expand a little bit in this game. Maybe see some new schemes in the passing game just based on what this guy was able to do the last time he took the field.
This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
He'll field the punt and try to make something happen. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. The Gators offense will go to work for the first time. And are we ever lucky to see these two great quarterbacks in action here today? And Jesse, it won't be long before we'll see them squaring off on Sundays.
Yeah, and these guys can both stress a defense for similar reasons, and we've seen it all year long, right? Both guys have tremendous arm talent, and both guys can hurt you running the football as well. So these defenses are really going to have to be careful with how they try and defend these two quarterbacks, David. This one could come down to which guy has the ball last.
Yeah, which is really, really cool. A big showdown. They know what's on the line. Man, these are two huge names, you know, brand versus brand, big-time baller versus big-time baller, trying to come out on top. Yeah, defenses, I feel bad for them. That's not what this is about. This is about the QBs.
The Gators have it with a 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Turner. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to pass. Now adjusting. He's going to run it. Finds a little space. And he scoots his way to the 1st down and then slides to avoid the hit. The Gators are rolling down the field. Been showing them the run. Now they'll throw it. Tough run gets it into the red zone, and they've knocked him down at the 17. 6th play of the drive coming up. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. He is brought down, but man, what a job to find some running room and move the chains. And the Gators trying to get a touchdown on 1st and goal. Now rolling to the left. And you race it to the house. Touchdown, Florida! Well, that didn't necessarily go as planned, but it was most effective in the end.
I love it, Reese. Down in the red zone, this quarterback didn't have anybody open. Didn't panic. He just decided, man, I'm going to go do this myself. I'm going to use my wheels and put up 6 on the board. He did just that.
Looking for those open spaces and opportunity. The coverage team maintains his discipline, not much doing on that return. Here comes the Baylor offense back onto the field. They win went 3 and out on their first possession. Now to see if they can be more productive this time around. Tried to move that pile forward. He maybe gets 2. He's down at the 21. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Off play action. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. They're working that left side. He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. Punt is on its way. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. Pressure coming. Makes the grab. Still running at the 40. And he was off to the races. Finally tripped up at the 36. How aggressive will they get on 1st and 10? Wants to go up top on first down. Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. And he's left with no option. He just threw it away.
Good decision by the QB. You're outside the pocket. You're trying to find an open target. No one's open. Throw it away and live to play another day.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop. They'll play it safe and send out the field goal unit. Nestled just inside that right upright. And now the lead is even bigger.
How about it? 50-plus, no problem. Big leg, nice accuracy. That's a big-time kick for this young man.
Not a whole lot of room to operate on that return as the coverage unit was there and ready. Baylor has it back, and here comes the Bear offense. We'll see if they can be a little more productive this time around. A 3 and out the last time they had the ball. Makes the quick grab. Turning it on. Across the 40, out of bounds at the 41, and a big pickup has this offense on the move. And the Bears just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. We've reached the break. It's Florida with the lead. And they jumped out to that edge early. As we wrap up the first, let's take a quick look at our game stats. Going to need to step up to make sure this one doesn't get out of hand as the second quarter is about to get underway. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And you can tell that play went nowhere from the start.
It was definitely a great play by that defender.
Oh, yeah, he got in the backfield so quick, the running back had absolutely no chance.
Crosses the 45, out of bounds at the 47-yard line, and a solid play there.
Well, a nice gainer on that running back screen. How about the offensive line getting downfield and getting blocks to really help out the back, find some space to go to work?
This crowd unhinged, trying to make sure the Gators don't back down on 3rd down. He did not make it a stonewall on 3rd down.
I think such a big part of this offense is being physical and establishing the run game. They haven't had a lot of success offensively early in this one, and that's why right there, they're not able to get this guy going yet. That's got to change as this game goes on.
Catches it at the 15. Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. The Gators sending the offense back to work. You want to talk about having a weapon to bail out a drive? David, that's why kickers are so important after that long field goal.
And listen, important is a relative term. We need to make longer passes and get better gains so we don't have to kick long field goals, Palmer, again on offense.
And they've got the weapons to do that, David. They just got to be able to dial.
And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Under fire. Got it behind the line. It's McClure. There he goes. He's knocked down just short of the 30 at the 29-yard line. It brings up fourth down.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on third down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. Whoop-de-doo. You've set up fourth and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
And a huge thank you in order right there. That returner's literally going to go find my man and go, thank you so much for making up for my mistake. That could have been huge, but the offense caught a break and fell.
Here comes the Baylor offense back onto the field. They've gotten very little done on their first three possessions, hoping this one will be more productive. Brown wants to pass. Makes the grab. They finally make the stop, and it's been this way this guy's whole career as a senior makes a play after the grab.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
Makes the stop at the 35-yard line. They rip off 15 yards on that one, and they are rolling. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. Firing to the right, complete. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down. The Bears with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Wants to go up top. Under fire. And the defense gets home. Yippee-ki-yay at the 35. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Bought a little time, lets it go. Complete, out of the backfield, looking for the sticks. And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first. It is loud in here as they try to help him get a stop on fourth down. Fires to the wideout. Complete downfield. Makes a grab over the defense, and they are threatening now down at the 15. They'll keep it on the ground. They get him down, but he was driving his way and gets it down to the 7-yard line. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Gives it on the option. Bust through behind his pad. He steps out of bounds just short of the goal line, and they'll try to finish it with a score from there. First and goal, and a great opportunity to slice into this lead. How about that play behind the line as they lose 5?
And that's why it's hard to run down by the goal line. The defense just has so many bodies crowded into the line of scrimmage. Offense couldn't get it done that time.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Trying play action. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. We're at the 2-minute timeout, and these guys really need to build a little momentum to cut into this lead before halftime. Now third and goal, and tough yardage to cover here. Brown will throw it. Oh, they're after him. And the quick shuffle pass. And they'll get him down inside the 5, but this offense powering toward a score. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. The kicker looks a little disappointed. He'll not come into the game. They'll go for it on fourth and goal from the 4. Pocket breaking down. Touchdown, Baylor! Quick strike through the air for the score.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
He'll take the return, try to get better field position. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. He wants to start this drive with a pass. He lobs one high down the left side. It's caught. And what a job to get the foot down and make it a huge gain along the sideline.
I would love to see her and tell you that was the greatest play call ever, and the offensive coordinator is a genius. I think that was some really bad defense.
And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. And they take another look at the play, but the officials on the field were right, and the play will stand. This offense has to be feeling it after that last one, and they'll snap it 1st and 10 just outside the 20. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. He'll keep it himself.
Nice job by the defense shutting down all the options, making sure it wasn't easy to read. Nice job going to the quarterback, getting him on the ground.
Already well within field goal range. Wonder how aggressive they'll be on 3rd and long from the 22. And that'll not only be a first down, it'll be 1st and goal from the 7. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Gator!
You know, there are so many coaches out there in 2-minute situations at the end of the half with a lead that'll just be happy taking the lead into halftime. This guy's staying aggressive, though. Pedal to the metal, David, and you saw it paid off there for the touchdown.
Yeah, and let's finish this half now. And now we got a nice lead. Built a little bit of a lead, but the defense has to go back out there. There's still a little bit of time. So get that stop to keep that momentum you just got, and everybody will be jacked up at halftime.
A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Throws to the wideout. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. He leaves it with his back. And he's almost to that 1st down marker there, saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the 1st down. Fires to the big fella. He moves the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 33. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. What a scene there in Gainesville. What a fine college football game we've got. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big, fat W. With that said, let's send it back to our guys and all those chomping hands there in the swamp.
Thanks for that halftime report, Kevin. We're just about ready to start the 2nd half. On the move from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Trying to set the tone with the run. Got enough for the 1st. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
This is going to be a big key for him, David, with the lead here in the second half, running the football, right? Staying on the field and bleeding the clock.
Yeah, run the football. You're ahead. You can be a little bit more conservative. But again, this opens up the pass. This keeps everything in balance for this offense.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Here comes the heat. Makes the grab. Turns it on in midfield. And he was off to the races, and he gets it to the 45. The Gators have it with a 1st and 10. The give to the back. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. After the 9-yard pickup on 1st down, here's 2nd and 1. Leaves it with the running back. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
This is an offense that prides himself on being physical, so you need 1 yard. Just hand it off to your back and let him go to work.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10.
And you hear about run blitzes. This is exactly what a run blitz is. When you know the ball's coming up the middle, you want to bring those linebackers, get them closer to the line of scrimmage, and fire. Right when the ball snaps, he's coming downhill, doing a good job creating the loss. That linebacker really knew what was going on.
Motion from the wide receiver. They'll run it. It's McClure. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. They'll run play action. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again. And for the 2nd time tonight, they'll trot out the field goal kicker. It's good. Easy call for the ref. And now the lead is extended a little further.
And you want a touchdown, and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. Baylor has it back, and here comes the Bear offense. Handoff from the gun. Spins away from the defender.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wonder maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. They go to the draw. Got the 1st down and more. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And the Bears in the hurry up.
And how about that? Right after they get the explosive play running the ball, they're going right back to the line of scrimmage for some tempo.
Brown wants to pass. Quickly out on the screen to the wide receiver. And this one will be stopped for no gain. They're dealing with a 2nd and long.
Well, the defense didn't have a lot of time to celebrate that last big play because here's the offense right away back at the line of scrimmage, ready to roll again with tempo.
And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
And those little runs, man, they don't look great in the box score, but I love when an offense stays on schedule and it makes those 3rd downs more manageable, easier, harder to attack me now from the defensive perspective trying to get to me. So it's an easy, simple play for this offense, but I love it.
A famous writer once said, most men lead lives of quiet desperation. Here is a desperate move, going for it on 4th down, trailing by double figures. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down. They give you 4 downs for a reason, and this offense decides to use every one of them.
Hey,
oh, he's got some space. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on second down here. The Bears come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. Quick release on the RPO. Stop is made at the 36. Let's call it a 5-yard gain and a first down.
For you coming into this game, if they throw completions and get first downs, that's when they like to change up the tempo and go fast. You're seeing it here.
And an absolutely fearless tackle. Giving up size, still got him on the turf. To the air on second down. Catch in the middle, it's Shaw. And a nice grab with a defender right on him, and he's down at the 20. From the red zone, looking for a man. And a nice pickup on the run and gets down to avoid contact.
Man, you cannot coach this to quarterbacks. Hard focus downfield, soft focus around you. As soon as he felt the lane, he was gone. No second guessing at all. That was picture perfect, and he uses his speed to just gash the defense.
No question they wanted to get the ball to their playmakers, and both receivers have come up big through 3. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They'll try to open this quarter by sticking it in the end zone here. They'll keep it on the ground for first and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Bears! So they get that score that they so desperately needed, and now they've got a chance to pull this one out.
Defense has got to give them a chance. The defense needs to get the ball back to them quickly so they can march down the field and try and score and narrow the gap again. This offense, they have the playmakers to come back and win this football game. They're going to need some help from the defense.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The Gators sending the offense back to work. Use the play fake, now to throw. Good, solid pickup on that one. They got it out to the 40, and it's first down. After that big gainer to open things up, they'll put it in play from the 40. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. Nice job by this junior quarterback to get it done on the ground. They've got it first and 10 at the 50. Quarterback on the keeper. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
To the air on first down. Finds the tight end. He's stopped and forced out of bounds just short of the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 11.
You know what's interesting? At this point of the game, with the lead in the fourth quarter, the defense is expecting them to run the ball. And because they're putting so many guys close to the line of scrimmage, they're taking advantage, throwing it. 2 straight completions now back to back.
Steps to his left, out of the pocket. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Operating in the red zone here on second down. Rushes on him. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. And that time, quarterback, nice job buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield. Nothing there, so instead of throwing it away, getting the...
And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. Didn't make him sweat at all. It's good.
You know, it's funny, in an age where there's so many college football analytics and everybody wants to go for it on 4th down, at the end of the day, it still comes down to managing the game. Good decision by the head coach here in the 4th quarter. By kicking that field goal, you've now made it a 2-possession game. Your chances of winning this thing have now gone way up.
Here comes the Baylor offense back onto the field. Not the day they had hoped to have, but when you are a ranked team, you are going to get everyone's best shot, and now let's see if they can pull this one out. Just a bit of a misfire there as they can't make the connection. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Got a man, it's Shaw. And they knock him down. There was nowhere to go. Defense is swarming. The noise is deafening, trying to make sure only the Gators get out of the swamp on 3rd down. He makes the catch. Love to see these 3rd down conversions on offense, and they're out to their own 39-yard line. And the Bears will snap it on 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Brown will throw it. With the catch, it's Jackson. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down mark. They'll go to the air on 3rd and short. Quickly out to the tight end. He's got 1st down yardage across the 50. They'll mark it at the 49. The Bears headed quickly to the line. Wants to throw on 1st down. Here's a heat. Got it in the middle. It's Beckham. Defense needs to regroup as he gets it down to the 26. This offense is like running a perfection drill in practice against air. Chunk play after chunk play, and here they come again. Wants to throw again. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28. And the Bears with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Finds his tight end. He'll go out of bounds right at the 23-yard line. They've made clutch, tough plays on this drive on 3rd down. They need one more on 3rd and 7. From the gun, wants to pass. Lets it fly deep downfield. And a dangerous pass there, almost threw a pick in the end zone. So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. And it's right down the boulevard. That'll pull them back to within 6. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Boys, expect the unexpected in college football, and for some, this update could fall under that category. Memphis endured a hostile crowd, and the challenge that always comes with playing away from the Liberty Bowl, and the Tigers came away with the win. It wasn't a blowout, but it is a W. Regardless the outcome today, guys, these are still 2 quality programs. Proof the sport is as healthy as ever.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. The Gators can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Breaks into the open. That is just the kind of run you want when you're trying to close out a game. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Now they'll try to cash in this drive. 1st and 10 from the 50. They'll keep it on the ground. They want this clock to move. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Grabbed behind the line. It's Turner. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there. We'll head to the 2-minute timeout. Tight ball game here, and this offense will try to milk the clock. This is the type of play that could be a pivotal moment. Tight game, 3rd and long coming. Trying to escape and get it himself. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely. And the quarterback takes the snap and kneels down. How much fun was that? I mean, you just dream of having games like that every time you go into the booth. I'll watch those two teams play anytime.
Yeah, that's what's fun about good teams. Really good teams squaring off. Like, there wasn't a lot of difference between these two squads. We could watch these every week. Love